and welcome to Reading the Game, the show where I read the game, you get to listen to me read the game, we all get to learn stuff about our favorite games. Last time, we haven't done one of these for Library of Ruina since last year, and we read Gay's Office, and they told us about tax evasion. And honestly, this world starts to make a lot more sense when the two most terrifying laws you can break are copyright and tax evasion. Murder? Who cares? Just throw the bodies in the back streets. The sweepers will deal with it. But today we're looking at the Kurokumo clan. Let's see what they have to say. I believe they're like a syndicate? I don't know. Let's have a read. You hear the news? We're about to collide with kingfishers again. Kingfishers? I don't remember that name at all. Were they a real thing? You know, the syndicate that's been struggling with finance and feuds between members recently. They seem to be getting back on their feet after raiding the Constellas, but it looks like that didn't last long. They were irrelevant chumps, so I completely forgot about them. Knot seems to be after them. Maybe they finally hit them. Weaklings will get hounded. And now they've been trying to invade our territory, despite desperate to loot anything. It doesn't matter. Their names won't be so unmemorable if they were any strong. That is unmemorable is a word. I just this is a writing brain here. Unmemorable is just a horrible. It's just not. Their name wouldn't be so forgettable if they were any strong. Just makes more sense to the layman man. But maybe that's just the way it is in the city. Maybe they use unmemorable rather than forgettable. Maybe that's just a thing. City slang, bro. Maybe their names wouldn't be so unmemorable if they were any strong. Taking them down shouldn't be a problem. And the fixers of Clam Office that were cooperating with them from the back are gone too. Clam? What are they about? I have no idea. This is, I guess this is a very interesting, general conversation within the Kurokumo clan. Just shit-talking other syndicates. Because we think about syndicates and, at least where I'm up to in the main game, I think about the fingers and I kind of forget other syndicates exist. But they do! And Kurokumo clan was one of them, I believe, and I guess there was one called the Kingfishers that didn't do too well, and a syndicate and a office working together to survive. It's also very interesting. Okay, Ginoyan, Gin. Oh yeah, he has the cool eye patch thing, and he's got, and he's a silver fox. Look at his hair. Gin's page. A fallen nest no longer has an owner to protect its inhabitants. What happens to them then? In the wreckage of the nest, it's gradually turned into an environment similar to the backstreets. All they can do is accept horrible deaths as backstreet residents do, or hire a fixer, or pay protection fees to one of the powerful syndicates that enter the nest and be under their care. Some move to a different wing, but this is an exceptionally rare case. A syndicate may charge ridiculous fees, but they will keep you safe for sure once you pay them. If an even stronger syndicate comes in, drives them off, and asks you to pay a protection fee, then there's no choice but to give your new protectors what they ask for. They'll protect you with their lives as long as you still have the money to pay. The assets will become useless if they die anyhow, so you might as well spend it to extend your life just for a little longer. The former feathers don't have a choice in this matter, and they don't pay the fee. They'll die, or get kicked out. It would be a miracle to walk out unharmed. I remember this part of the game. This is where we really started seeing what was going on outside the library. And what seems to be the aftermath of Lobotomy Corporation, because I never played Lobocorp, But from what this game has been telling me, Lobo Corp led to the destruction of L Corp. And now that L Corp is down, that wing has been destroyed. And now there's a lot of people walking in to try to claim that territory. And the Kurokumo clan is one. And actually, now I think about it, I find it a little bit interesting that the library invites are inviting people who are trying to take over that territory. It's almost like the library invites are trying to protect the area, almost. I doubt that's what's actually happening, but I kind of like that idea that L Corp is still kind of trying to... What's left of L Corp, which is the library, as far as I know, is still trying to protect itself by, like, inviting people in to get booked. Get booked in, as it were. Very interesting. It's a thought. It's a thought. What do you have to say for it, Yang? There are two kinds of folks who hang around in the back streets at night. The predator and the prey. Pretty much everything going on in the city can be described as savage, but the other parts of the city at least put up the effort to package them in a gentlemanly guise. Even a cheap hamburger made from whatever unspeakable ingredients is still wrapped up in a modern and rich packaging. Yeah, on the other hand, the back streets at night are filled with raw and blatant barbarity. Not even a layer of crude cover is there to censor this brutality. No deed is forbidden. No one is held responsible. Imagine the most appalling, vulgar, filthy deed you can think of. I won't dare say beyond your imagination, since I have no idea how insane you might be. I like that line. But I guarantee that whatever you're thinking casually happens somewhere in the dark alleys of the back streets at night. Is the back streets at night that he is referring to currently the same as the back streets at night referred to with the sweepers? Is it blatant barbarity because the sweepers go through? That's one. I'll probably get confirmation when we go to the sweepers page. But did the sweepers clean the whole ass back streets, or just one district of the back streets? I can't remember. Despite all that, people still inhabit the back streets. They doggedly struggle and survive in their own ways here. Oh, woe is the back streets. I love that line. Since I have no idea how insane you could be. And honestly, safe bet in the back in the city, you have no idea how insane someone could be. There are people blindly following pieces of paper. There are people who cook one another. There are people who are trying to make musical numbers by murdering and slaughtering people. The city is mad, and I don't blame you for thinking someone might be insane enough to actually think about stuff worse than what happens in the back streets. And now we have the last one. Sayu making everyone a waifu since I unlocked her page. She's pretty. Pretty. There aren't many, like, drop-dead gorgeous ladies. I mean, there are, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of drop-dead gorgeous ladies in this game. But I feel like there wasn't that many leading up to this until, or like kind of slutty ladies is what I mean, I guess, not drop-dead gorgeous. Because, I mean, Gebedu is in a suit the entire time and she's still drop-dead gorgeous. But, like, titty. There's not many of these kind of characters in this game, and honestly I kind of like that. It's refreshing in its own way, but it does make Sayu stand out. It does make Sayu stand out in her own way. But let's see what she has to say other than being very pretty. The hand of the backstreets is possibly the biggest reason no one dares to take care of the lawless land that is the backstreets. No associations or wings can touch it, and not even their head itself can easily interfere. The 5 syndicates at the apex of the backstreets are called the Thumb, the Index, the Middle, the Ring, and the Pinky, namely. They parcel out districts of the backstreets and comprehensively manage their territories, and periodically hold meetings to effectively control the backstreets. They call this conference the Five Bow Bell. I am uncertain as to whether this name is meant to suggest that they actually make pinky swears or not to invade each other's territories, or if they call it as such simply because the fingers gather in one place. The mind of higher-ups is a mystery, truly. Going back to the topic, when the finger bow bell nears, all members of the 5 fingers will try to avoid conflict and refrain from causing big problems. It's thanks to the leaders of each syndicate who caution their subordinates that fights between smaller syndicates could grow into a massive conflict between big ones. Perhaps if subsidiary syndicates ran into trouble, their seniors at the finger bow bell would be faced with quite the embarrassment, now wouldn't they? See, this is interesting. This is the first time we actually really learn about the fingers. I think the first time we saw anything of the fingers, it was Yan, who is part of the index, isn't he? And they were picking up fabric from the carnival, that was it. These guys with the long coats. And that's the first time we really heard about the fingers, and they were talking about the index, the thumb, blah 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 blah. And it's just very interesting. This Sayu is very kind to lay this all out for us and go, these are the big syndicates. You obviously have big offices, big syndicates, and they rule the back streets. They're basically to me, they're like the associations, but for the back streets. So like associations and the fingers are probably kind of similar level. If not, some of the associations probably not so high, because I feel like, because Y is so low down, like in urban legend, but then maybe we just didn't see the scarier people of Zwei. We had like a few lower down people. Who knows? This game's so good. There's such lovely lore, lovely lore that I hope you enjoyed listening to today. We learned a lot from the Kurokumo clan. We did. But that is it for the Kurokumo clan. Next time when I read some Library of Ruina, we will be reading from the musicians of Bremen. I do not remember what they have to say, although I think we talk about the pianist a lot, and that's a big event that happened that I still don't know enough about. I want to make progress, but this game is hard. I stream it every Tuesday, and you should check it out. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Brianna Rose Smith, and we have read the game!